A mind stuck in the past. Have you ever noticed how some people keep living in their past? They keep replaying the same thoughts again and again. Why did this happen to me? Why was I cheated so badly? Why am I always the poor soul? Slowly, these thoughts stop being just memories. They become a mindset. The mind does something very strange. Whatever we keep thinking about again and again starts feeling familiar to us. And what feels familiar, the mind keeps returning to. That is why a person who constantly lives in pain, betrayal, hurt, or a poor me feeling may unknowingly attract the same kind of people, the same situations, and the same experiences. The reason is simple. The mind loves familiarity more than peace. Many times what is healthy feels unfamiliar, and what is harmful feels strangely known. So some people keep ending up around those who belittle them, use them, or hurt them emotionally. Why does this happen? Because there is an old wound inside, and the mind has started believing, this is all I deserve. Sometimes it comes from childhood neglect, sometimes from a past betrayal, sometimes from repeated humiliation. All of it settles deep inside the heart. Then we begin telling ourselves the same story. I will always be hurt. I am not worthy of love. I am just a poor soul. But the truth is this, what we keep telling ourselves slowly becomes our reality. If your mind is full of old pain, you carry that energy into the present too. Then people respond to that energy. Situations repeat themselves, and we say, see, it happened again. To break this cycle, the first step is awareness. Ask yourself honestly, am I loving this person, or am I repeating an old wound? Did I choose this relationship, or am I tolerating it out of fear? Am I living with self-respect, or am I still trapped in the role of a victim? It is important to look at yourself with compassion. The past has already happened, but staying there is a choice. If you have been hurt, acknowledge it, but do not use that wound to create new wounds. Because constantly seeing yourself as a victim gives away the power of your life to someone else. Change begins the moment you say, yes, I have been hurt, but I am not a prisoner of that hurt. Yes, I was betrayed, but I will not betray myself now. Yes, I was a wounded soul, but I can heal. The moment you give yourself a new identity, your attraction begins to change too. The way you think shapes the experiences that come into your life. So if you want to reduce the shadow of the past, build a new relationship with yourself in the present. Respect yourself, set boundaries, and begin love with yourself. There comes a point in life when you must ask yourself one powerful question. How long will I keep living in my pain? How long will you replay the betrayal? How long will you keep remembering who hurt you, who used you, who ignored your worth? How long will you keep calling yourself a poor soul and letting the past define your future? Listen carefully. The past can hurt you, but it cannot imprison you unless you keep feeding it. Every time you repeat the old story in your mind, you give it more power. Every time you say, this always happens to me, you train your mind to accept more of the same. And then you wonder why the same kind of people keep entering your life. The truth is hard, but it is freeing. You attract what you repeatedly believe. If you keep thinking like a victim, you will keep walking like a victim. If you keep seeing yourself as helpless, you will keep choosing situations that prove that belief. But the moment you rise and say, I am not my wounds, I am not my past, I am not broken beyond repair, everything begins to change. Your pain may be real, your disappointment may be deep, your heart may be tired, but none of that means your life is over. You are not here to stay stuck in a painful loop. You are here to break it. The people who hurt you do not get to write your future. The betrayals you survived do not get to decide your value. The memories that haunt you do not get to control your destiny. At some point, you must stand up inside your own mind and say, no more. No more self-pity, no more silent suffering, no more inviting the same energy into your life. Heal your thoughts, protect your heart, choose better, speak better to yourself, and most importantly, stop shrinking just because someone else couldn't see your worth. The moment you change your inner world, your outer world starts changing too. You begin to notice different people. You begin to make different choices. You begin to carry a different energy. And that energy will attract respect, peace, and strength. So today, make a decision. You will not live as a victim of your past. You will live as the author of your comeback. Because you are stronger than the pain, bigger than the betrayal, and far more powerful than the story you've been telling yourself.